Hey, it's time to Nosh. Welcome to Hebrews Noshing. Okay, so today we're looking at Nephilim. What are Nephilim, you might say? Well, there are very few people that talk about the subject, and those who talk about the subject have a tendency to confuse the two types of Nephilim. So the common two types are the created Nephilim, which are a hybrid. For example, Asazel is half human, half goat, so they say. The other type is like Nimrod. Nimrod is half human, half hybrid. They are known as, those types are called Anunnaki. In Hebrew, we call them children of Anak. In Sumerian, Anu and Ki are fallen angels. Anu is the earth god, and Ki is the child, or the god of heaven, the goddess of heaven. So Anunnaki is the child of heaven and earth. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see what the Chumash has to say about Nephilim. And it came to pass that when man began to increase upon the face of the earth, and the daughters were born to them, the sons of the rulers saw that the daughters of man were good, and they took themselves wives from whomever they chose. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not contend evermore concerning man, since he is but flesh, and his days shall be 120. That means they had 120 years. Noah had 120 years to build the ark. Verse 4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of the rulers would consort with the daughters of man who would bear them. They were the mighty, who from old were men of devastation. And other translations, it says that they were men of renown. This is not true. Okay, so I guess it is in some respects, but devastation is the key word here. Okay, so that came out of Bereshit, chapter 6, verse 1 through 4. Genesis chapter 6, 1 through 4. Now we're going to look at Numbers 13:33. So when it says in that verse in Genesis, in those days and also afterwards, after what? It's after the flood. Why? Because Moshe was writing the Torah, and now we're looking at Numbers, and then they show up again. So this is Numbers 13:33, Bamidbar 13:33. Let's see. Let's start at 31. But the men who ascended with him said, We cannot ascend to that people, for it is too strong for us. They brought forth the children of Israel an evil report on the land that they had spied out, saying, The land through which we have passed to spy out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people that we saw were huge. There we saw the Nephilim, the sons of the giants from among the Nephilim. We were like grasshoppers in our eyes, and so we were in their eyes. I've heard a lot of different pastors say that this is a metaphoric, that the perspective of these people, they were huge, but it was a perspective. No, you have to take this literally. Hebrew is a very literal language. You have to take it literally. So who else were Nephilim or hybrids? Okay, so let's analyze the word Nephilim. Nephil is a Hebrew word that means to fall. So obviously the hybrids were already in a fallen state, because the sons of God, the Bnei Ha-Elohim, went to the daughters of men and had children by them. They were the abominations. That's why the flood came, is because of the new laws and the new rules and regulations. God had to start over, and he used Noah and his family to do it. So we have Anunnaki. Others to look at and to look into: Horim, Zamzumim. They're also called Zazumim. Emim, the Rephaim. And I said Anunnaki. I'm missing one. The sons of Arba. Now, these guys are killer. And there's one more. I cannot remember it. It'll come to me later. I might do another video. But who would you know of? Rephaim. Rephaim is Goliath, who you know as Goliath. His father, Gath, okay? Gath's brother, Agag, who was alive during Samuel and Saul's day. And Goliath had 3 other brothers. David went down to the brook and pulled 5 stones because he was going to kill them all. Haman in the book of Esther was a descendant of the Agagites, who were also Rephaim. And he had 70 children who, at some point, I would imagine that they had Rephaim blood. But all of them were taken out as well. Nimrod, he was also a hybrid. I believe his father was Cush, a child of the earth, and his mother would have been Ninsun, or the mother goddess of heaven. That's why his name in Genesis 12 is Amraphel, the mother goddess of darkness, if I remember correctly. Go look it up. Mother goddess of darkness. And that's a title. That's not his name. It's a title. Can't think of anything else at the moment. Running out of time. So I hope you guys have a good one. Shalom, shalom.